Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. Well, as I mentioned, my guests this morning are here from the annual Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival. Welcome to the KSJE microphones and now cameras. Jessica Polatty is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Good to have you back with us. And Sally Burbridge is here as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you for coming in this morning, and welcome to our new space here to talk about the Highland Games, which are coming.
Yes.
Right? It's like a drum beat.
Yes, it is.
A steady beat, getting a little faster
hear it
maybe.
In the distance.
We can. I know. That's true. But it is happening October 6th and 7th, which will be here in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Yes, right. That
Thanks
realization.
for that reminder.
You're welcome. Yeah.
No, we're excited about it. We've got another big year scheduled with lots of events. Lots of heavy athletic competitions and clans and music and everything else that we have going on for our event.
Right. And it's been going on now for how many years?
8 years.
This is the 8th year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And it's a great combination of all the things that you mentioned. There's music, and there's the heavy athletic competitions, and there's the clan gatherings, and so many more things to it that's been just kind of added to it over the years, right?
Yes, absolutely. There is something for everybody at this event. Family event, there's food, there's music, there's vendors, there's clans, there's athletics, there's Highland Dance competition, all sorts of stuff. Bagpipes, of course, bagpipes. Everybody loves a bagpipe.
That's true. That's very true. And once again, at the Riverside Park in Aztec, which is a great venue for an event like this, right? Lots of room and lots of places for people to spread out, and lots of vendors that come in every year from all over the place.
Yes, lots of vendors. We'll have many vendors and clans there this year. I've received many clan registration forms, so that's always great. So if you're looking to see maybe what your family history may be in that area, these people can definitely help you out. Very knowledgeable.
I sent out word to the Micklid clan, and I don't know if they're going to come or not.
No, they haven't sent me anything.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, we'll keep trying.
Way to represent.
I know. Come on, Micklins. Step it up. What's the matter with you?
But you'll be there representing.
I will be there again, and I appreciate being included again this year. It's always fun for me to be there to show off my kilt.
Yes.
And my bonny knees, which is another part of the contest, of the festival, right?
Yes.
On
Some
the first
people's
day.
favorite part of the festival, right?
Definitely Sally's.
I think it's yours, Sally, yes. As a judge.
Of course it is.
And the MC of the bonny knee contest, but yes. And this is, again, the promotion has started already. The posters are out. The knees are out.
Yes.
Yes. The knees are out.
Yeah, well.
They're on display.
Yes.
I believe we have a picture of knees that we can share with our audience this morning.
right.
But let's take a look and see. Not that one.
No.
Not that one.
No.
That's not it.
Okay. I don't know where it went. I'll find it. But we'll put it back up there.
If you're wanting to enter the Bonnie Knees contest, though, Sally can give you a little bit of
Absolutely.
info.
Yes.
So the Bonnie Knees. So when people see it spelled out, they always say the Bonnie Knees. No, the Bonnie Knees is in good looking. The Bonnie Knees contest is all about taking the traditional beauty pageant, kind of flipping it on its head or its knees, whichever you want to call it. Our gentlemen who are in kilts at the festival have the opportunity to sign up and have their knees judged. And so they sign up early part of the day. There we go. There's the knees. And they sign up early in the day. We photograph their knees, put them on a wall, and the public gets to come by and vote.
Right.
Which are their favorite ones.
I don't know if this is the winner or not.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
But a fine competitor.
Yes, and I believe this gentleman has entered every year. It's bad when I know men by their knees at this point.
It is.
So if you don't want me to recognize who you are, I can see your face. I won't know who you are. But if a gentleman shows me his knees in public, I'm going to know who he is.
That's an image I'm trying to get out of my head, Sally Burbridge, but okay.
But so the public votes on them,
Yeah.
and then come time for the headline band to start Saturday evening, we'll take down all those pictures, top 6 vote getters, make it to the final round on the main stage.
Right. And then the judging
Yes,
categories.
judging. So
Right.
they are muscle tone, skin tone, hair.
Right.
Was there another one, or was that it? I think that
Bone
might be it.
structure. Isn't there bone
There
structure?
is bone structure.
Isn't there
so
a little
skin
bit? Because
tone, muscle tone, bone structure, and hair. That's right.
your judges are blindfolded.
Yes,
so
they're
this
blindfolded.
is by touch that they're
Yes.
judging knees.
Yes, and ladies can sign up to be judges all through the day, and we'll
Right.
draw 3 names for judges. And yeah, they get to be blindfolded, and we set them up on stage where everyone can see,
Right.
And except them.
Except
Yes.
them.
And then we blindly bring one of the 6 finalist gentlemen in front of them, and they get to feel their knees and tell us their rankings on a scale of 1 to 3.
It's
So-
really grown into, I don't know how you describe it, Jessica Polatty. It's really,
I don't know how to describe it either.
this thing has a
because
life of its own, I
It
guess,
does.
is what it...
I think the first 6 or 7 years, or well, we've only been doing this, I don't remember how many years,
I don't
5 years
remember
at
either.
least, I
Yeah.
think.
Right.
But the first couple of years, of course, I was just running around. And so I think last year was the first year I actually got to watch the whole contest, and my stomach hurt so bad because I was laughing so hard.
Yes.
And so
I
that
know
makes it really good.
The first couple of years, everyone else on the committee was like, "Yeah, okay, Sally, do your thing, whatever." And yeah, that's cool, okay.
Take it.
But after they saw it, it was like, "Oh no, that's really cool."
This is now a part of
Yes.
the festival. Yes.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And so it's the
you know,
closing event Saturday now.
and our friend Scott here has been in the contest
Yes.
many times.
I have. I'm not sure my knees are holding up as well as some of the young whippersnapper knees that I'm competing against. I think that's an issue. But you may have to have age categories,
Well,
Sally Burbridge. I don't know if you have.
It'll be a whole day event when we start doing that.
youth knees,
You're
and
right.
senior knees, and mature knees. I don't know.
But it's very well received, and actually I think, and I don't know if it was last year or the year before when Scott Birchfield won, but the next day he competed,
Yes.
and he did wear his sash.
He did
Yes.
very
all
proudly.
day long
Yes, he did.
during the competition.
That's true.
So it's a big deal.
It's
a big
bragging
deal.
rights.
It is.
It
And we
is
happen
bragging
to know
rights.
that there is a Bonnie Knees sash hanging on someone's wall.
We do.
In
We
Aztec.
do.
And
See?
so it's
Proudly
a
displayed.
proud honor, yes.
Yes, that's very true. And like I said, bragging rights, and
Like an Academy
and I think
Award.
just to be nominated, just to have your knees on the board,
Right.
is
Is-
a real mark that you've made it. At
There
the,
you go.
at the Highland Games.
It's a mark of status.
Yes.
Status for sure.
And of course, it's free to enter. You
Yes.
just need to show your knees.
Yes.
So you got to wear your kilt
Yes.
and get photographed, and that starts when things open up on Saturday
At
morning.
9 o'clock Saturday morning. Yes.
Right.
And for our wonderful judges, our lady judges, they do get a nice little prize
Little
for
thank you
doing
prize,
that. Little
yeah.
thank you gift. So yes.
Very good. Well,
love
that
it.
is just one of the events happening
Yes.
at the Highland Games and Celtic Festival
Oh, yes.
coming up.
Oh,
and,
yes.
and we got music too, always.
Always.
There's
do
always
have
music,
music.
all day long, every day.
Yes.
It seems.
So both Saturday and Sunday, we have 2 stages at the Highland Games. We have the Connie Gatch Memorial Stage, which is our more traditional stage. And that's where you'll find more of the traditional Scottish music. It's where we have our bagpipers play at different intervals, and belly dancers. Very traditional for a Highland Games to have belly dancers, for sure.
Right.
So Desert Muse will be performing on that stage. And then this year we do have our Shad Rower Memorial Stage, which is our main stage. And we will be hosting various music talents up there as well. Mad Haggis, Devil's Dram, Kitchen Jam Band. And then our headline band are the Stubby Shillelaghs, which come from the Denver area.
Let me have you repeat the name of that headline band. If folks didn't catch it, because it does give some mental imagery, I
It
think.
does. They are called the Stubby Shillelaghs.
Okay.
And
From Denver.
From Denver.
All right.
And they are sort of a Celtic pub band.
Right.
And if anybody has seen a pub band anywhere, they're very fun. They can be a little bit on the questionable side, but that just means
the
fun.
cusp
On the
of-
cusp. They're on the cusp. But pub
Okay.
bands are
Right.
usually just real fun, kind of
High energy.
and lots of jigs, lots
They-
of dancing music.
They look like very nice people. We're
Yeah,
seeing a
they
picture of
look
them in a
like a
stairwell. I don't know
very
what's
nice-
wrong with them.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, nothing.
Yeah.
They are very nice. The
Yeah.
people I've been in contact with have been just super great. So we're excited to have them.
very
But
cool.
yeah, pub bands, high energy and a lot of kind of audience interaction. They want
Sure.
a lot of back and forth.
Right,
So
which is always fun.
it
Sure,
is. Makes
sure.
it a much funner event.
So, very good. The Stubby Shillelaghs.
Yes.
And remind us again what the word shillelagh means.
Shillelaghs are
Anyone?
Shamrocks, sort of. Shamrocks?
Shamrocks. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just
I was guessing. That's an Irish thing, so I don't know anything about that.
right. This is Scottish. Come on, people. That's true.
It's Celtic.
Celtic.
Yeah, Celtic. That's why
that
we're
will be the
across
all-encompassing term.
We are fine with it all the way across the
That's
board.
very true. And speaking of Celtic, we talked a little bit about the clans that will be representing, not the Nicklin clan, but others apparently will be there. And one clan is having like almost like a gathering, a reunion kind of thing, right?
Yes.
During this event.
One of our local people that also is involved with the games, Chris Jones, he's part of Clan Henderson, and they are having their annual clan gathering at our event this year, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So there will be many people from out of town, and they'll be kind of helping with the games a little bit, but more there is a presence for talking to people about heritage and those kinds of things. But we're very excited to have the Clan Henderson there and have them have their gathering there.
Yeah, very cool. And the thing I always enjoy too is all the different clan tents and booths that are set up, and you can actually go and see where the clans kind of originated from and where they're kind of spread to. And it's really amazing to see the Celtic phenomenon of Northern Europe, but beyond Northern Europe.
It is really interesting, and I can't stress enough how knowledgeable these people are, the people that have the clans or that represent them at these festivals are about the history of their clan or Scottish history or if Irish or whatever it may be. It is really, really interesting, and so if you think that that's something that you might be interested in for our festival, come on down and talk to these folks.
Right.
And a lot of different ways that even on a personal basis you might tie into. I mean, it could be your history. How or where do you tie into one of these clans? Most anyone at any of the booths can help you with that. It can be just general history. Yeah, like you said about the migration of the clans and how they've moved across the globe. But I wanted to mention real quick about Clan Henderson and their clan gathering. I think that's something a lot of folks who aren't maybe part of this Celtic culture here in the United States don't realize is that these clans have like headquarters or main clan branches. Almost all of them have one here in the U.S., and they have these gatherings throughout the year, different clans at different places. And so it's really cool to have one of the clan gatherings happening here in Aztec at our event.
We're very excited about it.
Very exciting. Very cool. Couple of minutes before we take a break, and I know you are looking for volunteers to help out with the festival, right?
Oh my
it's
gosh,
not too late to get involved, right?
Yes. We will take volunteers all the way up through the day of the festival. So I believe that if you work a 4-hour shift, you get in free that entire day and a t-shirt.
Nice.
And if you work an 8-hour shift, you get in the whole weekend. So, and there's various things to do, but I guarantee that everything that you volunteer for, you will have a front row seat to everything that's going on, music and athletics.
Very true.
Yes.
That's very true.
We make sure we take care of our volunteers.
And this can be used by students, I would think, for, we talked a little bit about service learning, like here at Salmon College and elsewhere, right? That could be useful for them.
The Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival is a nonprofit, and so we definitely encourage any of the students who are doing service learning up here at the college. They would be eligible for that credit. I already have reached out to communication students because we do a survey throughout the whole weekend, just talking to random folks, participants, athletes, spectators at the event, and just because we want the feedback. We want feedback from the public and from everybody there so that we can continue to make our event better and better. So we encourage anybody to get a hold of us, and they can do that through the website. The email is volunteers@aztechhighlandgames.com.
Okay, very good. And another opportunity that we just talked about here on this program last week, as a matter of fact, is the VIP, the Volunteer Incentive Program, that could also be a beneficiary of volunteering at the Highland Games.
Yeah, I'm going to turn that to Sally. She knows all about that.
Sally does know about that. That's true. But it's another great opportunity, right?
It's a wonderful opportunity. I know you had a couple of guests a few weeks ago, Chantel Cooper and George Sharp, talking about the VIP program. Great opportunity for youth groups, whether it's Highland Games or something else. I can't endorse specific volunteer activities, but
this is one that would count.
It is. It would count. And so the youth group would sign up. They say, we want to help at this event and do this. They'd get pre-approved, and then they go and they serve their hours, and then at the end they submit their post-activity form, and then the check gets cut to their group to their booster club or their, whatever that funding agency is.
Right. And it's not a check from the Highland Games, it's a check from the VIP program,
correct.
which is great. And then the kids
Correct.
don't have to sell the candy bars, the magazine
Right.
subscriptions or whatever. That's how they
yes.
raise their money.
Exactly. And they're not going to businesses with kind of a handout saying, hey, will you help fund us? They're actually providing back to their community and then earning their funds.
Exactly, which is a great opportunity.
And
So
we have many volunteer opportunities for any adults
all
or
abilities,
kids,
all ages, right?
abilities, all ages, yep.
there you go. Very good. Well, let's take a short break, everybody. My guests from the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival, which is coming up, as I mentioned, October 6th and 7th at Riverside Park in Aztec, New Mexico. Back with more in just a moment right here on KSJE. This program is supported by MyLabs, patient-ordered testing. San Juan Regional Medical Center is expanding its services to offer low-cost blood screenings year-round. Now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, is available at the hospital's laboratory and the Outpatient Diagnostic Center on 30th Street in Farmington. With nearly 20 tests available, there's an option for everyone. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. My guests here in the studio from the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival. Sally Burbridge is here. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
And also Jessica Polatty is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And during the break, we did some research, high-level research, and we discovered what a shillelagh is.
Yes.
Right? It could be a four-leaf clover or shamrock, but it really is a stick.
It really is a stick.
Yes.
It really is
Yes,
a
we
stick.
actually we did this high
special stick.
secret Celtic database that we searched.
I
on
know you
Google.
have access
Yes.
to it, yes.
And most people have heard of St. Patrick.
It's Google, but okay.
Oh, Google.
Google.
There we go. Oh, Google. We Googled it. Anyway.
And
Do you want to?
And the
Do you want
shillelagh
to?
Go
is
ahead,
A
Sal.
shillelagh it's a stick, a walking stick, but a lot of times used as a weapon. So most people would have maybe heard of this with the legend of St. Patrick and running all the snakes out of Ireland
Right.
with a shillelagh.
a shillelagh. There you go. And so the band that you have hired are the stubby
Stubby
shillelaghs.
So it's a
Not
very
sure what
short
you do with
walking
a
stick.
stubby shillelagh.
So it gives a little more mental image
It
to the
Yes.
band that will be on
Yes,
stage at the Highland Games this year. So stubby shillelaghs.
Right.
Okay, and we may hear a little bit of their music here in just a moment, but
Sure.
in the meantime, we'll talk a bit more about the events that are happening, including the heavy athletic competitions, and that's always very impressive to me,
Yes.
and to everybody, I think, too, by
Yes.
seeing these men and women out there throwing heavy things,
Yes, they
which
are.
is
they
really
are
what they
throwing-
do.
Yes.
They are throwing very heavy things, and the heavy athletic competition is both days, Saturday and Sunday, and it's 8 different competitions, and it's like Scott said, it's throwing very heavy things. The most popular one, of course, is the caber toss, which looks like a big telephone pole. And there's various aspects of all these things. We do have descriptions of these things around the field so people can get an idea of what they're about. But the athletics are definitely a big highlight of the festival, if not the biggest thing. And so we're also part of the Four Corners regional championships. And so we have the 4 states, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico competing against each other. And so we've actually expanded that to have that all weekend. We usually just do the championship on Saturday, and we're doing the championship on both Saturday and
cool.
Sunday. So the scores from both days will be totaled to see which state will win. And don't forget that if you come and watch, or even if you don't come on watch on Saturday, although you should, there is a novice class on Sunday, and that is open to anybody who would like to do the events. You don't have to have any experience. We do have the athletes will help you
Right.
and show you how to do it safely. But there could be you may have a hidden talent that
You never
don't
know.
know about.
That's
Yes.
right, because you probably haven't thrown a sheaf of hay over a bar or a
Exactly.
big giant rock across the line or
Right.
a big telephone pole caber.
And these are all things that can come in handy in a day-to-day life.
Yes.
I could use some of those
Especially on the
skills.
Scottish farm, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
true.
But one quick note, if I can, about
Yes, of course.
scheduling,
Yes.
because that's a huge question we get every year.
Yes.
Is what time do they start throwing the telephone poles, or what time?
Right.
And for anyone who's familiar with track and field events, you can't set, this starts at this time. It depends on how many people sign up on that day. There's a lot of variables, and a lot of times there's at least 4 events going on all at the same time on the field.
Right.
So there's no set time. We say we break. Are we doing the kids' games this year?
We are.
Okay, so we break for the kids' game at noon-ish.
Around
That's an
lunchtime.
official term.
Right,
yes,
noon-ish.
Depending
Noon-ish.
on when the morning competitions wrap up.
Right.
So we can't give you a set time. They just start at 9 a.m. and they run all day. So
Yep.
it's a,
So you have a great chance, if you're there
Right.
all day, you have a great chance of seeing every single event.
Right.
Because you can walk around the field. Our field is in the center of Riverside Park, the athletic field, and so we have space all around, very safe space, that people can walk all around the field, so they can visit vendors as well as watch the games at the same time, hear the music,
Right.
visit the dance competition, which is at one end of the field. So there's just tons of things to do.
Lots going on, for
Yes.
sure. And a great way to spend a great October weekend.
absolutely.
Yes.
For sure in Aztec. And again, we know it's a busy weekend because there's another event happening on that Saturday that we do certainly want to let folks know about, and we've talked about it on this program, which is the annual Chili in October event with the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. But they have a deal
Yes.
that you can get a discount
Yes.
coming to the Celtic Festival.
Yes, we've partnered with them for the last couple of years, and basically, because the chili cook-off only runs, I think, till 1 or 2 or something like that. It's just in the morning
it's
on
morning,
Saturday.
right.
So basically, if you do attend, it's hard because there's so many events in our area. So if you want to attend the chili cook-off and you have your wristband on and you come to the Celtic Games or to the Celtic Festival, we give you a $5 discount to get in at the gate.
There you go.
So that's a pretty great deal.
That is a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect. Nice to work together on that and
Yes.
help both
Yes,
organizations,
absolutely.
which is great. And you have another stage that you are memorializing for someone this year too,
We
which is
do.
important. And I think it's great because you honor Connie Gotch, which is wonderful. And of
Yes.
course, listeners of this station certainly know that name. And you've been doing that since the very, very beginning
Sure.
with Connie. And now this year, as you mentioned, the main stage is going to be named for Shad
Rower.
Rower, pardon me, former firefighter.
Former firefighter and our lead of our logistics team.
Okay.
Yes.
Who did a lot for the Highland Games.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He's greatly
Yes.
missed.
Right.
He's very missed every day.
And then the third stage then will have another name associated with it now, right?
We do. That will be the Christy A. Moore Memorial Highland Dance stage. Christy was a sister of our clan coordinator, Roger Moore. And she knew that how important the Celtic history and clans and this event was to her brother. And so we wanted to honor her with that stage.
Very nice. That'll be great. Well, and again, and there's so much going on, and there's actually activities on all 3 stages pretty much all day long. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
always really cool to, no matter what you like. If you like traditional music, you can go to that stage. Something a little newer sounding, go to the main stage, or the dance competition, you can go to that stage.
The dance competition is actually run by a woman in Albuquerque, Emma Trentman, who has her own dance studio, and she's amazing. She gets this together every year for us and then comes. So basically, I mean, not to sound like I'm not doing anything, but all I do is provide her a stage, and she does everything else.
For that one part.
For that
then
one-
that
of
one
the
part.
festival. The other 85 million things Jessica's dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Emma is great, and it's really neat. The dance competition is very neat, and this is Highland Dance, which actually was done by the men on the battlefield.
Traditionally,
Yes, traditionally,
yes. Okay.
yes. It was done by the men on the battlefield. To
With a
sort of,
shillelagh?
Usually a
not if it's-
sword.
Usually
Okay.
a
Not a
sword,
shillelagh.
not
All
a
right, all right.
shillelagh.
Okay.
We're talking Scotland, not
Okay.
Ireland here.
Okay.
But the men were doing the dances as like kind of a good luck going into battle or telling a story. It was telling a story of a battle that was maybe already fought.
I see.
And so that's kind of the neat history about this. And they do give a description of the dances that are being done up there on the stage. And these are all mainly younger folks doing these dances, and a lot of talent out there.
And a lot of practice, a lot of
A
rehearsing
lot of
Yeah.
to
practice.
be so uniform
And
in
they
some
are
of the
being
things.
judged. We have a judge there, and there are trophies, and it's a whole competition.
Very good. Well, speaking of shillelaghs, we do have some music from the stubby shillelaghs to let folks know and viewers see what we're talking about here, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is a more traditional
Yes.
Celtic song
Yes.
that we're going to hear.
Finnegan's Wake.
Finnegan's Wake through the
Yes.
miracle of YouTube, everyone. And let's just take a look and see if we can make this happen here on the program for our radio listeners and our video viewers. Can it happen? Let's find out. Here we go. Some of the stubby shillelaghs on KSJE. Stand by, everyone.
Well, Tim Finnegan lived in a walking street.
of Irishmen mighty odd. He had a beautiful brogue so rich and sweet, and to rise in a whirl he carried a heart. Now you see the sort of a tippler's way, for the love for the liquor poor Tim was born. And a had-been man with his wacky train, a travelling creature every morn. Backing out of it till hung around the floor, you try to shake. Then you hear and the truth they tell you, lots of fun and big is way. Now, well, one morning Tim felt rather foul. His head felt heavy, which made him shake.
A little bit of music from the Stubby Shillelaghs, who will be appearing at the Aztec Highland Games, and that is in one of their bar appearances in probably the Denver area, I would say. But they'll be on the main stage at the Aztec Highland Games coming up October 6th and 7th.
Yes.
Performing both days, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
they're the headline band on Saturday night, and then they'll appear again on Sunday afternoon. So
Yep.
that's
So they
great.
will be the headline band right before the Bonnie Knees competition
They
on
are
Saturday.
Right before.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
So actually, yeah, they will be on the stage somewhere between 3 and 5, or 3 to 6, 4 to 6, something like that. And then the Bonnie Knees will happen, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So
And we will have the schedule posted to Facebook and the website soon.
it's coming.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's very
coming.
true.
Finalizing.
Good to know. Tickets for folks who want to buy their tickets to get in or come both days or what have you. There's lots of varieties I know to
Absolutely.
do that, but they can do it online.
They can. Our website is aztechhighlandgames.com. Very simple to remember. You may buy tickets online for the event. You may come to the gate and buy tickets. We are able to do credit card, everything that everybody's able to do now, so not an issue.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. And again, at the gate or whatever, and there's prices for kids and adults and
Yeah,
whatever,
so, yeah, I should have said that. So 12 and under are free.
right? Okay.
Our regular gate price now is $17 for one day, so that would be $17 for either Saturday or Sunday. Our weekend pass is $22. So
For
that
both
gets
days.
you in for both days.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Haggis folks coming back this year?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
We do have food there. We have some great food vendors, and I have put out the word that I would love it if they could do some sort of Scottish fare. It doesn't have to
Right.
be their whole menu,
Right.
but just something. And we do have the wood-fired pizza ladies there, so I'm like, haggis pizza. I think that'd go over really well.
You do?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy you one,
All right, I
Scott.
hope you will. Okay. Can't wait. There you go. Haggis is something that
It's an acquired taste.
it's,
That's the
isn't it?
best way
That's
to-
the way to describe it, Sally. You're absolutely right about that. So perfect.
And it's an acquired taste that stays with you.
Yes, it does. That's very true.
Never forget.
No, true. That's true. And sponsors, of course, you couldn't do without the sponsors. And I know there's a lot of great businesses that always step up to help make this
Oh my
possible.
gosh. Yes, I mean, we could not ever do this without our sponsors. Our biggest sponsor, which we call our layered sponsor, is Joe Cosmore with Cozy Homes. He's been an athlete in the past. He will not be competing this year, which we're very sad about. But this has been close to his heart for many, many years. And so we just appreciate him so much. Aztec Talon, of course, Aztec Urgent Care. Help me, Sally. Help me.
Right?
Aztec Lodgers Tax Board.
Lodgers Tax Board, City of
Right.
Aztec. Yep, that's true. Presidential Inn and Suites is a huge sponsor of
Right.
ours. So we just have so many sponsors, and of course we'll be shouting out their names throughout the entire weekend. So we can't do anything without them.
That's true. Very true.
Absolutely.
I think I'll be shouting out their names throughout
You
the
will be
weekend,
shouting out
actually,
their names.
come to think of it. But yeah, but that's true. Well, I can't thank you both enough for coming in this morning to talk about the great event that is the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival.
Well, we hope to
you.
see everybody there this week, that weekend. Not this weekend.
Not this
the weekend.
weekend.
Of October 6th and 7th.
If you go this weekend, you can check it out, but you won't, and there's no
Nothing
admission
will be
this
there.
weekend. Next weekend, though, the
And
6th and 7th.
Just want to leave everyone with kind of that last image that Scott said that he will be shouting out. So just imagine Scott running around the field in Riverside Park in his kilt, shouting out business names.
There you
Yes,
go. That's
yes.
true.
You got to
That's what
come
you'll
just
be
to see
doing.
that.
That's true. I'm not sure how much warning I'll be doing, but thanks for thinking I will be doing that. So that's great. Looking forward to it, as always. So thanks so much. It's the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival coming up October 6th and 7th at Riverside Park in beautiful Aztec, New Mexico. You can find out more information online, of course, at aztechhighlandgames.com. Thank you both very much. Thank you. You're welcome. Back with more in just a moment right here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.